it should be coming back up here.
All right.
But yeah, Milty, this is an interesting field here. The 21 car, as we said, who was fastest in practice, Aaron Burnett, there elected not to qualify. He'll be starting 23rd in a let's say a 29 car field. So that's he's gonna have his work cut out for him there as we get onto the grid here and take a look at some cars.
Yep, still looking at the live feed. It's showing offline.
Yeah, it should be kicking on very shortly here. And we're looking here at our front row, 51 into 47. They'll be leading us off the line here.
Well, Josh Elker, just what a class act. Runs well. Cosenza, I mean, you just go down the line. These guys are just... it's just a privilege to race against these guys, and if you get a chance to gain a position on them, let alone thinking about a win, you're just racing, each car you come up with, stud, all the way down the line there, from different leagues, from all the years of running this game. 2003's been around a long time, and they're all coagulating here as we see the feed coming live again. That's a good deal.
And there we see the 47 of Josh Elker, the Asheville Brewery Oldsmobile. Those are nice bright colors. There we see the 6-car Mark DeCenza. Apple Collision Centers, our series sponsor, carrying on the cars of the 6 and the 18. Both, of course, Boca Motorsports guys, Robert Boca, Mark DeCenza. And Milty, Atlanta is a fast track, and it can be challenging.
Yeah, it's under 2 miles, over a mile and a half. I love this track, man. And they call it Hot Atlanta because it's, it's always hot there when they run these races, at least back in the day, in the old days, And they switched the schedule around, but hot and fast, and really rewards as we're getting ready to go green here.
Yes, and green flag comes out. Dave Jandria, not the greatest start. Josh Elker taking full advantage of that on the high side. Remember, no passing to the backstretch here with FSB rules. So Josh is going to have to stay on the outside there and see if he can make it work, which is not going to happen as Dave gets that run down the inside along with Mark DeCenza, 1-2. Also, Josh looks like he may have just gently brush the turn 2 wall, Milty, which can play a factor here, and I think he won't be the last to do that brush there.
Well, as long as it's a brush, believe me, Josh can get it together and he can drive to victory. He's a very cool customer.
Absolutely, and as the guys sort themselves out here, as we're just under green flag racing, 303 of Ken Ron now making a move underneath the 47, and the 51 of Dave Jandry up high, and that gives opens the door for the 6-car Mark DeCenza, and Mark will take advantage of that, and he'll be our new leader. Ken Ron trying to join him in second. Dave Jandry still stuck on the high side. This is
Mark's very quiet and very unassuming, very respectful, and but he's absolute terror on the track, man. He does his talking behind the wheel, my friend.
Yes, he does, and we know that in the Pro Cup, he's got on the hood, he's got the bad boy on the hood, and he's showing that his driving's worthy of a bad boy, because he leads a ton of laps and wins a bunch of races. And I think if you take away bad luck, he might be winning series very shortly. And teammate Ken Ron and now teammate Sean Johnson now is our third place runner. So Boca Motorsports flexing muscles early on here at Atlanta, 1, 2, and 3. And who we don't say is 1, 2, and 3, Milty, is the founder and the leader as we're under caution now. First caution of the night here at Atlanta. Robert Bokum not showing in the top 3, Milty. He's way back in 17th, so Robert Bokum on different strategy, but I'm sure he's got got the puppet strings, Milty, and like a good puppet master, he's pulling all the strings right as he always does.
Mike Pruitt dives down pit road lane. That's going to be a penalty. We'll have to see what happened to 72. He might have been caught in that melee, and he is the guy.
Yeah, well, that's
Sugarland, Texas. Long-time veteran here.
Yeah,
looks like he lost it.
We can take a quick look back here.
He got into it with the 33 Earl Thorson, and they bounced off each other, and then he got loose, probably with that damage, or maybe the tire was going down there or something. Of course, that doesn't happen in this game, but
no, but tire temperature could spike up a little when you rub on each other. Sometimes that can affect tire temperature, and he could have been a little hot getting into that turn there. And yeah, that was a spin. It brought out the caution, but he did get in quickly, so he'll get a black flag EOL penalty only. So not too punitive. Plus he'll have plenty of time to get the car fixed on if it needs any repair. So not a big deal there for Mike.
Yeah, I hope Earl's okay too. Earl's returned this year after a year off doing life, and getting the time to get back into sim racing, and it looks like he came down a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little loose there, and the initial contact was made. And then Earl went up high, looked like maybe brushed the wall, and then as they went into the next turn, Mike spun the car getting into the turn, and as I said, maybe a little hot there getting into the turn, and that was what ultimately brought the yellow out. And we can see Earl has elected actually to stay out here, so maybe he's checking over the car still and talking with his crew, and they're contemplating whether he should come in or not, and he's elected to stay out at the moment. We can see a chunk of the field, not a lot, but the leaders here, Dave Jandry and Josh Elliker, our front row, did elect to pit. Along with a few other guys. There's the 17 of T-Roy coming out, Milty. Looks like we got the Matt Watkins coming out. Matt Watkins now in new paint, Milty, so I'm not used to seeing Matty Watkins in the orange colors, orange-red colors. But there's a 78, Jerry F. in the Ravens ride. Jerry F, Milty.
F Jerry.
Or as we like to call him, F Jerry. But this is a PG broadcast, so I'll flip him and call him Jerry F for tonight. Because no one knows how to say the last name, and I don't think he does either.
Maryland native.
Yeah, he's got a little piece of me always rooting for him as a temporary Marylander. I always root for the East Coast guys, and never see Matty Watkins slow. Getting onto the outside of the track here, and he's going for a little Sunday ride here, Milty.
It's what he does. Don't forget about him. Also watching the new guys, Rick Biskiner in 25th in the STP car, and but you see Matt Watkins in the back like that. He's just waiting for stuff to settle down.
He's acting a little peculiar, and we've seen him act a little peculiar before. And usually when that happens, it usually equals something good on the track. So he's doing some odd driving right now, Milty, and he's in dead last place in 28th. Of course, we're under caution here, so...
Matt Watkins is the greatest stock car driver at this point. We'll see what Robert Bokum does. But right now, if you look at the numbers, I believe he's surpassed, Kevin Lewis, myself, Jim Ray, and Damon Gottstilla as in my opinion, he's won more championships, more wins. So you see him in the back there playing around. He's just farting around right now. he's going to grit his teeth, and when it's time to go, better look out.
And we're just slowly going through the field here as we're under caution. Lights are out. Pace car is off, though, Milty, and we're ready to go green flag racing. And our leader, Mark DeSenza, takes him down the green flag.
Elliker goes down low. Not a good start. Dave Jannetty does well, no passing before the back straight, but also, he picked a lane and let him get it together there. Oh, Monty Lindbergh in the 63 got a little contact.
Yeah, cold tires here, Milty. You gotta
save Monty. He's one of our longtime members now from Possum Hollow. Great dude.
And there we see the 33 car who was involved in that first thing. He's on the high side, which is not really where you want to be early on. You want to stay down low. Car should handle the best at this point, but maybe his handling's a little off from that contact. And he's on the high side giving way, but hopefully everyone gets around here on these early laps and settles in.
Well, now taking a look at the 21, Aaron Burnett, and just been out of town. So
and we got some contact. The 63 and the 17. 63 into the wall and collected the 17, and hard hit. A secondary hit by the 43 car was one of our applicants, and Joe Cutt also involved in that. Maybe not too bad for Joe Cutt, but a hard hit by T-Roy, double hard hit by T-Roy. Wrong place, wrong time for T-Roy. As these guys get going to try to stay on this lead lap now, I don't know how badly damaged T-Roy is, but it can't be too good.
Yeah, he's a big guy there, but his car is he got hammered twice there. Pro Cup veteran, just biding his time. He's going to make his move, look for a top five.
And as we
wasn't very lucky there.
As we quickly look back, Milty, it looked like the 63 car was up ahead of him, and appears that he got a little loose, and then as he came back down the track, T-Roy got collected, and we're taking a quick look back at that.
Yeah, I spotted that early when we first went green, and then I went off and was looking at other cars, but he got loose there right on cold tires.
And Mike Pruitt also. Poor Mike, man. Not a good start for Mike as he was trying to sneak by T-Roy on the outside. The contact with the 43 shoved the 17 into the 72. And he hard into the outside wall as well, Milty.
What else did he do?
Yeah, if it wasn't for bad luck, he'd have no luck at all tonight for Mike Pruitt.
He got on the brakes. He did the good lane.
Yeah, he did everything right. Except to be on the outside of T-Roy when the second impact there. And
there it goes.
Yeah, he'll catch back up and get back into the pits, and his crew's going to earn some money tonight, Milty.
Great action on pit road. Oh, woo, close contact there with Ken Hansen, but Ken always opts for the smart play, so it's all I see this guy do is run. Every time you look at the picture, if you're watching these broadcasts on Friday night, and we're watching the front of the pack, within the top 5 or 10, you're going to see the 9 car. He's there all the time in the Coors Ford, and that's just consistent, smart racing,
Kind of it almost reminds you of the namesake that his car is riding. Bill Elliott was very similar, Milty, in his career, where you didn't hear his name. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't the number one guy that everyone fawned over. But all of a sudden, when they said 10 laps to go, you'd look up and all of a sudden there's Bill Elliott, in 8th place, moving up, passing someone for 7th, and you'd be like, where did he come from? And the guys on the circuit really respected Awesome Bill, and Ken, very similar style, where he's kind of laid back guy, takes it easy, takes what's given to him, and then all of a sudden, like you said, 20 laps to go, he starts moving up, and 10 to go, he's in the top 10.
And what impresses me the most is, one of the things that impressed me is that he's been a champion in other leagues, and I've been a winner, and then all of a sudden this league got better and better, and you had to really learn how to race. That transformation, coming in this league with all this talent and not getting ahead of yourself. As we see 3 cars if they're done here. Monty Lindbergh in the 63, Troy Knoll and Chet Barkin is done also in the 43.
That's actually not Chet. Chet's in the 68. There,
668. That's right. Thank you.
43 is one of our new applicants there, and
he took a hard leg.
Yeah, he unfortunately, as T-Roy slid down the track, he kind of ended up kind of parked in the middle of the track through no fault of his own, of course, and in woeing down, just couldn't woe down enough, and got a little T-bone action there, and I like mine medium well, Milty.
Well, first broadcast race for Rick, but he's going to find racing in this league. He's going to get his chances because it's a lot of clean racing. Sim racing, sometimes stuff happens.
Yeah, and speaking of sometimes things happen, 47 and 51 have reassumed the lead positions after pitting the previous caution. They stayed out. Everyone else who stayed out last time now pitted, so everyone kind of swapped roles there. But one who didn't swap roles is the 15 car, Milty. And there he is in 5th place, Matty Watkins. And he just is quietly now in the top 5. Let's see if he elects to get up to the front and stay there for the rest of the race, or will he play another cat and mouse game?
Well, sit from where I'm sitting, this is going to be a good battle here, right here.
And we're ready to go green. There's the green flag, and Josh Elliker, our new leader. These are his first laps led here under caution. Now he's leading under green and taking us down. Dave Jandry second.
I'm going to focus on the 33 up there. Obviously, with more worn tires, he's got the pro Steve Weber is not making he's making short mess of him.
Oh, and we got some guys getting loose in the 26 cars around. And we got some wrecking going on, Milty. The 80 car, the 26, the 43 again involved. A lot of mayhem. I saw the 18 car taking evasive action, Milty, as I did see the 23 car taking some evasive action. Robert Bochum caught up maybe in that. Let's take a look and we'll follow Robert and see when you're a great driver, Milty, and you're in a situation where there's wrecks around you, how does your skill as a great driver winning races play into avoiding wrecks? Is it similar?
Well, the reason why Robert wins races is because he doesn't get in very many wrecks, and he plans, and sometimes at these speeds, 200 miles an hour, sometimes you have no choice. When you get hammered, but at the same time, it's where you put yourself and what situations, where do you fight and when you let people go by. That's why Robert increases his chances, because he makes the right decision. When it's not time to go, he just lets you go by, don't fight you. And then when it's go time, you ain't gonna get by him, man.
And we see Robert went down onto the apron and then had shot back up, and then as Jim got a little loose in front of him, had to get back onto the brakes and took the caution, so kept the car clean. Other guys did not.
That's great driving. He's down on an apron there at about 160 and had to roll that thing down. And also, once again, that there it
Yeah,
is.
well, take a look at another angle here, Milty, from the 26 car, Bill Martino, who's also started off the season very hot, Milty. And you can see here he was right behind Matty Watkins on the restart, but you can see also who's behind him, Milty, and that's a bunch of pros on new tires. And you can see he got onto the apron, pushed Mark DeCenza high and got lost it and kind of got a T-bone there by the 30 car. And then when he tried to rejoin the race, Milty, let's follow him still.
Yeah, well, Mark.
You see here, he lost it a second time, and he's into the wall a second time. Yeah, and Mark sensed it.
He sensed it, absolutely.
And he gave him the room, but unfortunately for Mark, he did get into the wall. And I think that would cause a need for repairs for Mark DeCenza. So we'll see how that affects his race, Milty. Another one of our guys who we were just talking about, when bad luck strikes, it seems the 6 car unfortunately seems to find too much of it, and
these short
we'll
runs,
see how he does it. Yeah, the short runs do nothing for him.
Yeah, and that creates different strategies. So he went ahead and got tires and kind of went to the back, and sometimes that puts you in the more dangerous place than up front.
It does, and Milty, we don't really talk a lot about it, but sometimes with multiple cautions, and when you know you have a good car, frustration can sometimes build up a little, that you feel like you're not able to do anything. And when you're frustrated, Milty, we know what happens. You put yourself in a bad position, maybe you force an issue, and usually ends up bad for you personally and sometimes others. So let's check with these big fields. Sometimes your state of mind is very important. You got to stay calm. You got to stay focused. Because there's a lot going on around you, and if you just lose it for a second, Milty, we know how quick it can happen. All of a sudden, you're facing backwards, or you're facing the wall coming up at you, and you're wondering what happened.
Well, no contact is the key to any race, but especially here at Atlanta. Just want to be on the lead lap and no damage, and got a shot.
Yeah, we're just slowly panning through the field here, Milty. There's the 15 car Matt Watkins, 83 Steve Weber. Monsoon teammates there, Milty. One running right there together. Dave Jandry right ahead of him. Josh Elliker still our leader with the lights out on the pace car, Milty. So you know what that means. Green flag racing again. And let's see if these guys can settle these tires a little on these first couple of laps and get some green flag racing going on here. As Josh Elliker will lead us down. Takes the green, and away we go. Josh electing to take a lower line here, and of course no passing to the backstretch, and we're single file right now with no cars lap down, so everyone needs to kind of hold their position, and then once we get off 2 here, it's anybody's game.
Bam! Watkins in 4th.
Yep, Matty Watkins comfortably looking in 4th there, and they've top 4 have already built a little cushion there, and we see some clogged up racing here. Is like you said, the 33 on older tires is causing a slight log jam here with guys with newer tires trying to quickly get by and get on to the leaders. And again, Milty, this is where the pro experience for some of these pros and maybe rookie experience clashes, where the pros with new tires know that this is the time to go to keep in touch with the leaders, and guys on older tires and maybe not as experienced, that's tough to keep the car under you, man, when people are streaming by you.
Absolutely, and I don't want to jinx Earl, but as of this point, he's done well. That was
Yes, he has.
his move for track position and to try to get back on sequence, and he made it. But then he got out of the way. So far, so good. Definitely, he does get a little loose.
Yeah, and he just.
Matt Watkins in the
Oh my! And just you jinxed him, Milty.
Earl up against the wall.
You jinxed him, Milty.
Oh.
Is all
Oh my God!
You jinxed him, Milty. Is all I can tell you.
Well, I mean, when you've done sim racing for a long time, you kind of know what could happen. So.
And yeah.
I'm sorry.
Milt. I know this. I've been in this exact same position in this exact same series where I've made a gamble. It was probably not the right move for me with my level at the time, and I found myself trying to give ground, and it's almost as hard to drive defensively like this as aggressively. And the 108 and the 33 really got together. The 23 of Jim Scharf hard into the wall. The 26 of Bill Martino never slowing down for whatever reason. I don't know if he did not see that the caution was out, but really hard contact there. Hard contact by Dog as well in the 108. So a lot of guys hitting hard there, and unfortunately, this is going to lead to some retirements, I think.
Well, I've won a lot of races, and I've lost like 80% more than I've won. So you lose a lot. And thing about when you make moves like that, you have to be able to let people by. You have to be able to have the car control on the outside lane. You have to practice that. Yeah, you got to practice losing too. Even if you have to do it in the race, you got to slow down enough to make sure you don't crash.
And as you were just saying that, Milty, there was a brutal race off pit road, and I think it was won by the 15 of Matty Watkins over the 47 car. So we'll see once this all cycles and said and done, where this 15 car is going to end up. And Matt Watkins going from dead last to possibly in the lead now in just 26 laps.
Well, you were wondering why he was swerving around. He was probably trying to get our attention, saying, "Okay, now I'm going."
I told you I told you when he drives weird like that, it usually means he ends up in the lead, and that could be what happened.
When he won the Indy 500, he did the same thing. A couple times he got completely sideways. Under the apron, going too low, and he drives an old Momo, and which is much like the wheel I drive, but they're still really good wheels, and it's not the wheel, it's the wheeler sometimes, and this guy can wheel.
Yes, he can, Milty. Yes, he can. We're here at lap now 27, Milty. Of course, we haven't had anything near a green flag stop yet, so we haven't really talked about what tires and but tires
that surprises me a little bit.
Tire wear here is pretty benign for the most part. Obviously, if you're abusive on your tires and trying to drive a qualifying lap every lap, they're going to wear down. But if you just drive a very conservative line and
that's the thing.
you can find yourself in a nice pace here though, and the tires can last quite a bit.
If you drive the shit out of it, you'll eat them up, and they're looking at like 34 to 36 laps, maybe even down to 32 is going to be your pit window. So depends that last little bit. Of course, you're right, because With this mod, the tire wear is much less. Truck physics, but like Pro Cup, and you can really go backwards if you use it up too much.
Yeah, and we see that some guys elected to stay out on this latest caution, Milty. The 303 of Ken Ron, who's our new leader. The 6 of Mark DeSenza, who, as we said, was slightly involved in an earlier incident. He brushed the outside wall and trying to avoid a spinner, and brushed up against it. So Mark's sitting in second. We'll see how that affects him. And as we talked to earlier, Milty, the 9 car Ken Hansen up to third. The 19 of Troy Higgins, and what a season Troy Higgins, Milty, you got to talk about that a little. In not just here in the Winston, but in Pro Cup, Troy Higgins won at Daytona, second the second week, and then was in the lead, looking to cruise almost to a victory, and the engine lets go on him, Milty, or he would have had basically 2 wins and a second place to start the Pro Cup season. Troy Higgins up to the 4th, but just driving like a man possessed this season. And Matty Watkins, of course, in 5th.
Getting ready to go green here. Yeah, absolutely. I think just more along has gotten better luck. He was another guy, a.k.a. like Ken Hansen, always in the top 5, just having some bad luck. Now he's, of course, always now he's just showing that what he could do once he gets clean air up front.
Yeah, and he's showing it. He's there in 4th, right in front of the 15 there, Matt Watkins. 47 and 51, trailing Matt Watkins here, and now this lead group that has done a little separation.
They're passing Rick Skinner, their applicant, just really got hammered here. None of his doing, but he's letting everybody by. It's kind of things, you look at with the new driver.
Tough place to make a debut as an applicant, Milty. But
wow! Just as I said that, 23 almost ran in the back of him. They're great save for Jim Sharp. He said if Pinky gets up to the front there, he's gonna buy me a beer or something there.
Yeah, well, let's see what he can do, Milty. But right now we're watching a great battle here between the 19 and 15, which we all know, Troy Higgins, Matt Watkins, the 47 of Josh Elliker, and there's our guy we talked about, Milty, the 21 car, Aaron Burnett. And he's in this lead group now, and he's hanging on, and he's looking clean here, and he's up into the top 10. Let's see how he deals with some of the best of FSB here. And again, very hard for an applicant to win a race. Any kind of high finish by an applicant I look at as just a huge accomplishment, especially in Winston Cup, Milty.
Yeah, the only guy in my 11 years from the start of this league, the only guy I've seen do that was Damon Gottstella. And we haven't mentioned him yet, and just learned his name tonight. And you were as he's making a
and you saw that apron move there, and there's no yellow line there, Milty. So
serious car control. Let's take a look at this young man. You were telling me you can elaborate, run some real cars.
Yeah, it looked like in his forum posting he does have some real-world experience, and he's a young guy, 21, 22 years old, I think, or something like that, Milty, so he's hungry, and he's battling some of these old guys like me and you, and it'll be interesting to see how he handles this, and he's right on the back bumper of the 15 of Matt Watkins. Matt Watkins here, let's see how he deals with the youngster here as he gets to the inside of Matt, and let's see if he can make a move on him, or Matt says, look.
Car in the wall! Big wreck, pops Markinson hard into the wall.
And
that would be Mike Guidry. Looks like he got loose on the outside there.
yeah, we
There was
got
like a 4 wide battle there. That was crazy.
and then the leaders have taken the caution, Milty. So let's quickly, as they slow down here under caution, let's quickly.
Let's see what happened to
Yeah.
Mike here in the 30 car. Voodoo Motorsports.
Yeah, let's check out Pops here as well and see what happened.
Mike
with
has
the
had some good
Pops.
runs, especially last week. He took a little lick there. They're going to have to do some repairs on the 30. Mike's in Pro Cup now too. I see. No, Pro Cup.
No, Mike's in FSB Cup still.
Oh, he's all right.
But yeah, it looked like Mike got a little high there, brushed the wall, and from the deflection basically off the wall, had contact with Pops, sent him spinning up into the wall as well. It looked like everyone did a pretty good job of avoiding any additional carnage, though. So yeah, as we go back live, Milty, we see pit road very busy. In fact, almost the entire lead lap cars coming in, and it's tight. And there's some slight contact between the 47 and the 47 and 51 right in your front of your picture. There had just a tick of contact there getting into their stalls. You see the 15 car, Matty Watkins, on the outside, and traffic jam, and Ken Ron wins the battle out. Matt Watkins second. Troy Higgins looks like got out third there, Milty.
If you ain't done this before, you don't know how hard that is. Just watch. You watch it on TV, the real racers, and this ain't real racing, this is sim racing, but still very impressive. Guys are good.
And we're on lap 37 and 130, Milty, so plenty of laps remaining here to work the kinks out. We see that the 80 car currently shown in the lead, of course, electing not to pit. I think he'll be shortly coming in, as we can see him down on the apron there, so he'll be peeling off into pit road, and that's going to lead Ken Ron as your leader. The 6 car Mark DeSenza showing second. Let's see once they cross the line here to reset the field here, Milty. So we got Ken Ron in first, Matt Watkins in second, Troy Higgins in third, Mark DeSenza fourth, and rounding out the top 5 is the 21 car of Aaron Burnett. So Aaron up into the top 5, and right behind him Ken Hansen. And we'll see if Ken will hang around the top 10 for the rest of the race, Milty. My guess is yes, he will.
He don't make any large mistakes, and he don't make any necessary moves. And he can win here. There's no doubt. It just needs. The thing is what's most impressive about him is he. If it's not there, he don't take it.
Yep, and that's the way you become successful. Is you take what's given to you, and you drive the track, and when the last lap is ended, if you're the best car, you're going to win the race, and that's the way he approaches it. And as a result, like you said, he racks up a lot of top 10s, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him in victory lane this season, Milty, at all. And rounding out that top 10, Milty, some quality top 10 here. Dave Jandry in 7th, Robert Bokum now up into the top 10. He's avoided some carnage back in the pack, and now he's up into the top 10 in 8th. 47 of Josh Elliker, our outside pole sitter, is in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 right now, Milty, the 5 car Sean Johnson, another guy that if he had no luck, if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all.
Didn't have bad luck. Had no luck at all.
Little motley crew there.
Well, with our sponsorship, and the sponsors we have, a lot of them are, it's all set up with these drivers, and people they know, and The reason why people want to sponsor this league is because, in these broadcasts and stuff, is because of the great racing you're seeing right here.
And we are seeing some lap down cars now, Milty, lining up. And as we quickly look through the field, we see that just two cars are down on the lead lap. Mike Sanders in the 191, the 43 car, also showing a lap down. But they'll start on the inside now. Ken Ron, our leader, will start on the outside. And just as another reminder, FSB rules. Once the green flag comes out, no passing to the backstretch. So everyone needs to kind of stay in line here. Lead lap cars on the outside will kind of hold their position and try to work through those two lap down cars, Milty. Green flag's out, and here we go.
Well, it's still really early, but and I hate to throw the jinx out, but I like that 303's chances. He runs good all the time, runs good out front. Last year he had atrocious luck, but like a lot of drivers, like the 5-2, the worm is turning for these guys.
And there we see the 15 car, Matty Watkins, giving Ken a little pressure here early on. I think Matt's comfortable leading laps, Milty, and that's what he wants to do, and he's down on the inside and making the move.
When this guy's looking like this, man, it's bad news for the Bears, man, I'm telling you.
And we see Matty Watkins just getting a nose out front now, and he's trying to hold him off on the outside. Ken got a little help there.
Here comes this Cinza. Mark knows, former teammate. He knows Matt's style here, and when he decides to run a certain plan, Matt sees that we're having short runs, so instead of waiting back, he's going to go now and stay out front where it's safe.
Yeah, I think that's something that he is definitely thinking about, Milty. And there we see the 15 is in the lead now. 6 of Mark DeSenza in second. The 21 of Aaron Burnett now getting racy on the outside of Mark DeSenza. Now he goes back down. Now he's back outside. He's looking, but he can't find any positioning. And now Mark DeSenza with the 8, I think, of the draft maybe there, Milty, plunges into first. Matt Watkins out onto the outside. Now the 21 makes an out-to-in move and looking for the lead down onto the apron. So there's some racing going on here at the front. And
you told me this guy in the 21 was pretty good. Just got back into town from San Francisco working, and this is my first shot at seeing this guy. And who, Danny?
Yeah, and that battle there allowed Mark to get out a little here. There we see the 191 of Mike Sanders, who's a lap down, Milty.
But Troy Higgins down low on him.
Yeah, but that 191 of Mike Sanders is looking very fast as well. So he's right in the mix here.
He's a lap down though. He needs to get his lap back here if caution comes out.
Yeah, he needs to stay in contact as best he can with the leader, so if a caution comes out, he's able to put himself in that position. But right now, Mark DeSenza is our leader, 303 Ken Ron second, 21 car Aaron Burnett third, Troy Higgins fourth, Ken Hansen fifth, Matt Watkins sixth.
Line too, without the draft there, he's still holding that line, and you can do that. It's very hard for me. I like that bottom line as a driver, but he's starting to fall back a little bit.
Milty, you might be able to run it for a lap, but as a matter of course, running it.
There he gets back in.
Yeah, you need to get back in. That's the right thing to do.
Look at that.
He lost.
That's really cool.
Lost 2 spots in the running order, but only 1 spot on the track. Of course, battling the 19 of Troy Higgins, the 191 a lap down, but he's right in the mix, and he's got a fast car, so he's certainly not hurting anyone around him. And he's trying to get around Mark DeSenza here, trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way, which we always appreciate when we see.
That's what you got to do, man. You got no other chance. You're out there at the race as long as you got a good car. Forget about etiquette. That is the rules. You got to race to get back. If you got damage and stuff, and you got to be sensible, but Mike Sanders can roll, so
yes, he can, and
let's root for him here. Get your lap back, son.
And
I did that Sunday night in the late model race. I battled my ass back and got my lap back.
And Mike, this is the style of track that Mike likes, fast and long. He's in a battle right now with the 21, not for position, but for track position here. And Mike wants to keep that position right behind the leader so he can get that lap back. The 21 car, of course, in second place. And a little twitch there as he runs up on the back of him.
Control.
Kept it. Kept it going, and Troy Higgins in third, Ken Ron now in fourth, Ken Hansen fifth, Matt Watkins sixth, and
you can't get angry right here. This is way too early. You know what the 191's doing. He wants to get his lap back. Got to be a little patient here and back it up a little bit here and let this play out because you're gonna have a caution or. Something's going to happen. You don't want to pile it up trying to get by a lapper here when you're in the top 5.
No, you don't. And as we said, Mike Sanders running some quality lap times right now, amongst as good as any of the leaders there, Milty. So certainly, just by the numbers, he's certainly not hurting anyone either. Mark DeSenza is continuing to lead though, and he's running a very tough pace here.
Look at that train right there. These guys in back here, they're gaining a little straightaway speed with the draft, but then they lose a little arrow in the corner. So, how that's going to work out. That's the thing about Atlanta. Once it goes green, it's going to start to separate. Or maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. We'll see.
That's probably true too, Milty, but the statement also happened to be true too, so you got lucky maybe. But the 6 car is your leader, but the 21 is coming, and he's forcing the issue here, Milty. And he got that inside position. Wow. That was an aggressive move by the 21.
The 6 defended like he knew this guy for a long time, so... Otherwise, I'm letting this guy by,
Well, Mark
really defended.
They're battling away here for the lead. Yeah, Troy Higgins, Matt Watkins have been brought up now by it as well, and they're going to have a say for the leaders as well.
FSB runs a different I&I file. Makes the broadcast a little twitchy. You see the cars twitch, but that's one of our... Oh, as DeSenza goes high there. That's one of the great things about this league, that you get some really close racing because that I&I file helps with that. If you've been around 2003 and you've went flying into the guardrail you didn't even touch the car next to you, you understand it. With this I&I file, you get a lot closer racing.
Yes, you do, and right now the 21 is our leader, Milty, so he muscled his way to the front, and Matt Watkins now in the chase position in second, and slowly it looks like Matt is closing back in on him. 47 to Josh Elliker now, Milty, up to third, so this battle for the lead between the 21 and the 6 really brought a lot of cars into the picture, and that's the 47 of Josh Elliker's big beneficiary up to third. Troy Higgins fourth. Mark DeSenza fell back to fifth now, Milty. May have used up the tires just a bit. Robert Bokum sixth. Dave Jandry there. Sean Johnson there. Ken Hansen there.
There they come.
I see the 60.
See, the thing is, man, is once you get out front in Atlanta at this pace, these laps these guys are running, they're running 30s, 29 qualifying. Tire wear is a big factor, and you push it to the 21 hits the wall, scrapes against the wall. Those tires are gone, dude.
Yeah, and the 21 struggling now, Milty. That was
Now
a
the car
lot of hard
completes.
racing, and that's another aspect of Atlanta that we talked about
Okay,
earlier.
yeah, yeah,
If you're
absolutely.
abusive on the tires, they're going to go away quickly for you. We're on lap 57, Milty. So we,
They still got like 13 more laps to go, and
yeah,
they're
I was about to
still
say at
running.
least 10 laps remaining here. So he's going to have to hang on to this pack here and just maybe just settle in and ride and work to the green flag stop and get those fresh tires and see where that takes you. But right now, Matty Watkins is our leader. 47 of Josh Elliker now is second place. Troy Higgins up to third. Mark DeSenza fourth.
Yeah,
And teammate
boy.
and Robert Bokum, who we know definitely manages his tires. Now the
Yeah,
car is
he's
looking
kicking back,
strong,
sitting on
Milty.
his. He's kicking back, looking at, like he's sitting on a sack of seeds right
Yeah,
now.
the car looks like they just rolled it out of the Boca Motorsports showroom, and it's gleaming. That big white trunk, or white hood, excuse me, that he's riding on with this for this series now. A little different scheme that he had from last year. He's right up in the mix there. He's nose to tail, 1 through 4, and Matt Watkins, our leader, I'm sure is now only thinking of green flag stop, and we know who really loves green flag stops, Milty, and that's the 15 and the 18.
Well, I mean, you watch these broadcasts, you see these guys winning the races, so it's pretty much these guys know that too. So I have a feeling somebody's going to rise up and give a challenge to these guys, but you got to. Once again, you see them come from the back with the dogs to right up in front here.
And Ken Ron, Milty, has really been paying the price now for some worn tires. He's back to 11th. Uh, Excuse me,
Atlanta
he's back to
just chew
13th
you
now,
out,
and
man.
he's lost the pack, the lead pack, and I know he's probably yelling at his crew chief right now to come in. His crew chief's just like, we can't come in yet. Got to stay out, man. And you know how that battle goes. Driver wants fresh tires. Crew chief has an agenda as well, and sometimes they clash. Lap
Boy,
62, Milty.
you're in the window if you start thinking about green, green, green. So if it's
Yeah,
falling off too much, you might want to take a chance because
absolutely, absolutely. Robert Bokum now up to second, Milty, right on the back bumper of Matt Watkins. We're not surprised. I'm not surprised, of course, to see this. Robert knows how to manage tires, and as we get to about 10 laps to go on a run, it
nothing of
usually
a
means he's
Skinner.
the best car on the track, and right now he's showing he is the best car, moving up from about 8th all the way up to second on this run, and right on the
Gotta
back
run that
bumper.
way, Atlanta. You can't give it all from out the gate because
Mm.
it goes away.
You could almost throw a blanket over these top 7 cars, Milty. The 15, the 18, 19, 51, and 47, all nose to tail. The 5 of Sean Johnson there, the 21 Aaron Burnett, desperately trying to hold on to these guys after maybe using up a little too much tire. But I think he's
Robert's
managed to do the right thing. He's hanging
they're
on.
playing they're playing cat and mouse because a little bit. Robert's trying to figure when the 15's going to pit, and it's going to be
Whoa.
real close. And
And
now he's on the outside
yeah, and he
there.
got a little loose there with Troy Higgins going underneath, Dave Jandry going underneath.
Wants a clean line into the pits. That's what he's looking at.
Yeah, and you
He's
don't want to
trying to
be on
get
the
down.
outside though. That's for sure.
Absolutely. That's what he's trying to do is get down. He's not worth. Then he's down. That's it.
He's down, but he went from second to fifth there, so or second to fifth. So did
Just got to
lose a
execute
little
a good
ground there.
stop.
But yes, we're closing in on green flag stops, Milty, and we're on lap 66 now. So I think we're about 5 laps away. The lead pack here, 15 is our leader. You see it continues back. There's the 21. Then there's a second group of cars here, led by the 54 car of Bill Yarbrough.
Yeah, the top 12 is
The
glued.
44 and the 9 are hanging into the top 10. Ken Hansen restarted 5th, has fallen back to 10th, but Milty, he's not out of it by any means. He's only inside of 2 seconds to top 10, Milty.
Yeah, you just don't want to blow it right here. Just want to make a nice clean stop, and you're gonna, if you do, there's gonna be guys that do blow it. So you're gonna gain track position right there. Then you can start. You got one more stop, then you can start to push.
And Robert Bokum slowly climbing back toward the front here. You got to the inside of Josh Elliker. Takes the 3rd position from him. Sean Johnson has the same idea, teammate of Robert Bokum there. So they're trying to get hooked up together. But Josh driving hard on the outside here with the Warren tires. As we know, we're getting close to a green flag stop, Milty. And Matt Watkins, our leader. And Josh, you see, is sliding back a little there as these tires start going away from the guys. Troy Higgins up a little high, and Robert gets underneath him, so Robert back to 2nd. Back and forth here. Matt Watkins continuing to lead.
Pro racing.
I think, again, all these guys here in this lead pack are starting to think about stops, and the 19 is in.
On pit road.
19 is in all by himself, Milty. Is that a big deal here at Atlanta?
80, 99, 6. Everybody's.
Yeah, and some of the guys running not in that lead pack electing to stop behind the 19 car. But Milty, is pitting by yourself here a big deal?
Well, you want to get back in the draft, but
whoa! And Matt Watkins hooking around the cone there. We'll have to check that, Milty. I don't know if he got in a full car around that cone.
He did. He looked like it from here. I'll wind it back. Yeah, but to answer your question, as long as you're within 1 lap and your entrance and exit could put you right back in that pack. If they, it all depends what they do. You know, you could actually find yourself alone.
15, 21 coming out, Milty. 47 coming out. The 18 car leading the other pack in on the very next lap. So we'll stay here on pit lane, Milty, and now we'll watch the 18, the 5, the 51, the 9, the 44. All these guys were in that lead pack. They're all coming down. They're the last of the group of the lead pack to take their green flag stop. So we'll see where they come out, Milty, with maybe a 1 or 2 lap fresher tires than the rest of the field. Robert Bokum out and away. We'll try to keep an eye on the track and see where Troy Higgins comes out, who was the first guy to pit. And we see Robert Bokum with a brilliant stop, and he's really been able to separate himself from that other in that group. And there we see the 15 of Matt Watkins getting around these guys, and as they complete these green flag stops, Matt Watkins has gotten around Robert Bokum as well. And not seeing the 19 just yet. When Matt crosses the line here, we'll have a reset of our running order. 15 is in the lead, 18 is second, and the 19 of Troy Higgins is now showing in third. So Troy was the first to pit, Milty. He's come out just inside of 2 seconds. Not just too bad. 1 lap. Not too bad.
Yeah, yep. Just 1 lap, and now you're going to have 24 to 23 to go, so you can after the next pit stop, if you go 34 laps.
And there we see.
Now you got a window where you can spread the last run, or so you might see even more different strategy here.
That's right. Once that final window opens, Milty, we may see some guys doing early pitting. We may see some guys electing to go all the way to see if a caution comes out. and trap those guys down. So yeah, that will be interesting to see what happens. And Matty Watkins back in the pits, Milty, and I think you know what that means.
Oh no, you called it, dude. I think
The
you're
15,
right.
the 47, and the 5 all in the pits. Yeah, Matt, it looked like he got a stop and go penalty for the 15. The 47 had to do a drive-through. The 5 had to do a drive-through for speeding. So an unsafe entrance and 2 speeding penalties.
The 15 did a stop and go.
Yeah, the 15 got an unsafe pit entrance, Milty, and that's a stop and go, not a
You
drive-through.
called it.
Yeah, it looked like he might have clipped that cone. The NASCAR officials, FSB officials, said, yes, Matt, you did do it. And now he's going a lap down, Milty. So
Well,
we'll see what happens.
Devil. So sometimes it bites him, but that's like once a year. So he's got some work to do now.
And that handed the lead. That handed the lead over to the 18 car Robert Bochum, but he's in a hornet's nest here, Milty. The 19 right behind him, the 21 and the 51 pressuring him for that lead. The 5 of Sean Johnson got penalized with that drive-through, and he's right in front of these leaders. And we know he has a fast car, so can he stay out onto the lead lap, Milty? And at the same time, he's got 4 leaders bearing down on him, so it can get dicey here.
Well, the 21's back up at the third. Can he learn from the last run? Easier said than done as a driver out there. You think you can learn, but reality is reality. So it is what it is. But
well, I think if he has learned, then he'll know that there's still and we got some smoke and cautions out, Milty. We got a caution out.
43 up against the wall.
Yeah, it looked like some hard contact there.
Rick's hanging in there.
Yeah, Rick's
I don't think it was
had an
him,
adventure today.
Maybe it was him. Let me go back and look. I'm going to step away. I'll be right back.
And just quickly reviewing here as we're under caution. We'll follow the 43. We're not sure if he was involved or not at this moment. And he was not part of that caution, so we'll go live here and take a look at the running order. We see now the 47 car of Josh Elliker is showing out of the race, and that's a surprise. So maybe it was Josh Elliker that had the problem here, as we see everyone coming down pit lane. But let's go back here and see what happened with Josh. We know that he got penalized, and we see him doing his drive-through here. And then he comes back out onto the track. And he's gone. So, and he's just gone. So, Josh Elliker must have been having a possible connection issue there, I would guess. And, fortunately, he is showing now out of the race. And here we see the 47 is showing retired, and the retirements are piling up here at Atlanta. Showing 3 cars a lap down. Now as we reset here, we're showing a multitude of cars now a lap down. The 99 leading that pack. So 14 cars now showing on the lead lap. And attrition is starting to take its toll here on this field. 18 is our leader. 51 is second. 19 of Troy Higgins third. 54 of Bill Yarbrough up to fourth now. Bill's driving a very quiet race, a very patient race, which is showing a lot of, I hate to use the word maturity from a guy like Bill Yarbrough, but Milty, Bill Yarbrough is a hard charger by nature, and for him to methodically move up.
Mike Pruitt spinning, exiting pit road. Oh no harm, no foul, no blood.
Okay, Milty. Don't need to get the fans excited like that, Milty, unless it's something worth talking about. But as I said, Bill Yarbrough, usually the hard charger, and he's really just done a methodical move up the field from his starting position. And now he can see the leaders, and that's going to make him hungry, I think. And he's, I think, maybe going to be a force to be reckoned with before this race is over. He's sitting in fourth.
Bill's won. Yes, he won. We raced in the French League GTP. He's won. That was a French league we ran in, and he won Daytona in the GTP car. He's won Trans Am. He's won Short Track. He's won everywhere.
He's certainly. Can hold his own with anyone up at the front here. Matt Watkins a lap down, Milty. First car showing on the lead lap in 15th. He'll start on the inside of Robert Bochum here. So this will be another interesting start here, Milty. Can the 15 get a lap back right off the bat and hold him off? Or will he, fight side by side with the leader? This will be an interesting dynamic here. Matt Watkins a lap down, Robert Bochum, our leader, going to start it off side by side.
Let's see what happens.
And also, shout out to our admin, the 88 of Joe Cutter, Milty, up to 6th. Joe Cutt was involved in some early incidents. I think he, kept it to a very minimum, and now Joe Cutt up to 6th, Milty.
88 don't worry about anything but the end. You don't care if you talk about him at the beginning of the race, and at the end, who dat?
And as we see, the 15 was able to get out in front on that green flag start. The 191 of Mike Sanders, also a lap down, has managed to go with Matt Watkins. So we have 2 cars in front of our leader, Robert Bochum, officially on the tail end of the lead lap, Milty. And for Matt Watkins, that's something he has to do if he wants to have any chance of contention for the rest of this race with, let's see, what do we got? 46 laps remaining.
You're going to have to pit, so when you're going to pit is we shall see.
Of course, Matt and Mike would love to see a caution right now so they could circle back around and get back to the business of maybe leading. But right now, Matt Watkins and Mike Sanders, tail end of the lead lap. Robert Bochum is our leader of the race. Dave Jandry second. Troy Higgins third. Mark DeSenza fourth. Bill Yarbrough fifth. And then a battle between the 21 and the 88 for sixth. Joe Cutt on the outside. Aaron Burnett on the inside. And the inside is where you want to be. Aaron gets that position. Let's see if Joe can get back down in front of Steve Weber. They're side by side, so he wasn't able to hold that charge off. And now Webb inside of him, and now that leads a train behind him, Milty. And this is what can happen at Atlanta if you get shuffled out to the outside. Everyone will start lining up on the inside on you. The 83 by now. The 303 now is the next car that want to go to the inside of him, and he'll do that. And now here comes our buddy F. Jerry. And
yeah, this ain't bingo, so.
No, it's not bingo, and that's what happens when you get bingo to the outside. You get lined up and passed, and that's what happened to Joe Cutt right there. And that can happen to anyone. It happened to Matt Watkins earlier. It can happen to anyone, Milty. If you get shuffled to that outside and Kaiser fast around you, they're going to take advantage of that inside line on you. And going up slowly to the front, we see Matt and Mike still holding off our leader. So they're still on the tail end of the lead lap, but the battle right behind them is fierce. The 18, the 51, the 19, the 6 car, the 54, the 21, they're all right on each other. And 2 by 2 by 2, Milty. And we go side by side into the corner with Troy Higgins on the inside. Dave Jandry now got pushed out to the outside, Milty. And let's see if he can fight him off.
On the apron. No foul.
These guys are racing right now, Milty.
Now the 54 got sent to the curb there on the outside.
Yeah, this is all about track position, Milty. The inside has that slight edge.
Cameron lets him in. Nice. Smart move.
And another aggressive move by the 21, using that apron, Milty, to kind of cut the corner, which you can do here at your own risk, of course. And he's negotiated it well, and he took the position away from the 6 car Mark DeSenza. And Matt Watkins, Mike Sanders continue to lead this pack. Of course, they're, as I said, tail end of the lead lap. Robert Bokum is our leader. Dave Jandry's in second. He held off that charge from Troy Higgins and settled back into the second spot.
Well, what are you going to do if you're the 21? I mean, you got to go, So, but when you go, it's just like running more than the other guy. You expend energy, and that translates to your tires. So, you want to try to. That's why these pit stops, these green flag stops, are so important, and caution flag stops.
Yeah,
all of that. Your delta time entering and exiting the pit road is huge.
It's huge, but what's huge right now is it's a huge pack at the very front of the field.
Look at that.
Matt Watkins continuing to hold off Robert Bokum on the tail end of the lead lap. Mike Sanders now got shoved to the outside, though. And Dave Jandry also on the outside, and guys going down to the inside. And we're making it 3 wide here, Milty, and that can be dangerous. The 21 on the inside, the 19 in the middle, 51 on the outside. They sort themselves out, it looks like. And Robert Bokum continues to lead, but he's under assault by the 21 car, the 19, the 51. They're all making runs at him.
No matter what happens, Aaron Burnett has got my attention, let me tell you.
Yeah, he's battling away here. Matt Watkins goes up high.
Hopefully it goes well, but
trying to run that preferred line. Yeah, just leave it at that, Milty. You've already wrecked a few people tonight. But these guys are swapping positions faster than I can keep up. The 18 has remained in the lead, but now the 21 is up to second, and he's pressuring the 18. And Robert Bokum.
That's like a friggin' washing machine. They curl around, and now all of a sudden the cars that were 54, 83, they got recycled on the outside. Now they're back there. 2 veteran pros that know each other. Whoa, Troy Higgins goes down low. These guys
and
are
just a great battle here at the front. The 18 and 21 now side by side for the lead. 6 of Mark DeSenza, the teammate of the 18. You know where he's going to stick with, Milty. He's going to stay low, and the 21 slams the door on him, but now shoots up high to try to get around the outside of Robert Bokum. Robert down low, following Matt Watkins, who's continuing to hold off these leaders. I'm sure he's watching all this in his mirror going, wow. But the 18 has held him off and stays in the lead. The 6 is now pushed by the 21 on the inside, and now the 19 lines up, and now the 21 stuck on the outside, Milty, and let's see if that plays a factor. He dives in right behind the 19 car, right in front of Steve Weber. He found a spot and he took it, Milty.
Jeez.
Wow.
And he goes up. Oh my gosh.
So I'm out of breath here. We're on lap 97 of 130. So 33 laps remaining.
Because you're gonna need it.
We're getting very close to the window, Milty. 33 remaining. So in just a couple laps, they will be able to make it on one more stop if we stay green. How this can stay green, I don't know. But so far it has. 18 is in the lead still. There's a battle for second between the 19 and the 6. The 21's right there again, side by side. And now he's going to take a look on the inside and try to get second place back. I can't even keep up with the position changes right now. Now we got Steve Weber there, Bill Yarbrough's still there, Ken Ron's there, Sean Johnson, Mark Favorite's still there. These guys are all within just tenths of a second of each other, Milty. And Matt Watkins is watching all of this in the mirror saying there's got to be a caution that's going to come out from all this racing. And so far, Matt, no caution, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. 18 on his back bumper. He's cleared somewhat of the mayhem. But right behind him, the 21, the 19 are still battling. Steve Weber quietly has come up into this top 5, and he's just watching this battle as Mark, it looks like, got up high and he's into the wall, Milty. Looked like the 6 car there scraped, got shuffled up high. I don't know if he had any help or not, but he is now off the pace a little here, and he might be thinking of a pit stop immediately now. And the stays green, he's down on the inside, and he is coming into the pits here. He came in very fast, too. Hopefully under a speed limit there. Mark DeSenza coming down. He scraped the wall. He lost contact with the leaders. He's making his final stop, though, here, Milty. So maybe this will pay off. But he disconnected, it looks like. So
he's gone.
Don't know what happened there. But he got shuffled up, it looked like. And maybe just not his night. But back to this battle here for the lead, Milty. The 15 has continued to stay out ahead of this melee, and behind them, the 18 is still leading. The 19 of Troy Higgins is second. And now Steve Weber up to third, Milty. Bill Yarbrough fourth. And Aaron Burnett back to fifth now. So Aaron was driving very hard. Let's hope he left a little in those tires. We're on lap 102 of 130, Milty, so 28 laps remaining, and we're certainly inside the window now.
He wants to win this race, so pretty much he's not thinking about points, thinking about win.
But he's now falling into the clutches of the back half of this lead pack here.
Looks like there's a little contact with the 6 and the 191, sent him in the wall. But the 191 was pretty much down, so it looks like the 6 kind of crowded him a little bit there.
Yeah, and there may have been some damage there, and he knew that such late in the race. Maybe he didn't think it was anything to be done about it.
Looks like, unfortunately, he killed himself there.
And as we close in on our final stops of the night, Matt Watkins a lap down, battling valiantly to stay on this lead lap, which he's done. But, of course, this is not going to help him for these final stops, Milty. He's going to end up right back in the... if everything goes as best-case scenario for him, he'll still be right there battling on the tail end. So he needs a caution for anything. But he's doing what he needs to do. He's staying out front. He's on the lead lap. So if he does get the benefit of the caution, he could still be hurt from. But right now, Robert Pokum is our leader right behind Matt. and he's
He's all over his ass.
he is, but I don't think he's interested in making the move here unless he feels it necessary from
Not time.
the guys pressuring him from behind. But right now, Troy Higgins is content to run in second, Bill Weber third, and Aaron is now in fourth. So I think that we're going to see that until we get to these green flag stops, which should be coming any moment now. You see that there's only 23 laps remaining, Milty. So
yeah, this is right in the window I was thinking. But then you had to add a couple extra pace laps. So I'm thinking like this lap or the next lap. 54 is pitting.
54 cars, the first of our group here to elect to go into the pits. The top four stay out. In fact, looks like the bulk of the guys stayed out. In fact, the 54 Bill Yarbrough is the only car on pit road right now, Milty. So again, this pitting by yourself. Let's see how that works out for for Bill. Matt Watkins still on the tail end there.
Why not? Might as well do something different. See what happens.
Absolutely, I agree.
He's here to win the race. Definitely.
And when he comes back out of the pits here, he knows he can just run balls to the wall here and see what happens, because you can burn up those tires now with only 22 laps to go. You can be aggressive.
19 is pitting. 303. Counter's coming alive here. What's the leader's going to do? No signal yet from Matt Watkins.
Yeah, no signal from Matt Watkins. Robert Bokum is still out. Excuse me. 83 is Steve Weber in second. We do see. Looks like Troy Higgins, Milty, is on pit road right now, but he's again not a lot of takers. Only one other car on pit lane with him.
303.
The 303 of Ken Ron is in. Along with the 19, and now as we stick with this picture, we should be able to see the guys coming around for their next stops. We see Robert Bokum, and we see a sliding car. I think that's the 21 car, was sliding across the track. Caution is out. 21 is around. Maybe not a lot of damage there, but of course track position now is lost. But some guys were in the pits when this caution came out. Ken Ron in the pits here, so now it's going to scramble everything up, Milty.
These leaders were thinking this could happen. Still a big field, so they weren't going to throw it out there until they had to. They knew they had track position, so they're going to stay out as long as they could. Great move by these veterans.
Yeah, and we're watching the pace car here, and we're seeing who he's going to pick up first. And there we see Robert Bokum, who did not stop Milty. So he has caught some people maybe out, lapped out. Matt Watkins, Milty, has got his lap back in this mayhem.
Well, we'll take a look at the what happened to the 21.
Yeah, it looked like 21 just got a little loose there, and in trying to correct, slid back up the track and into the wall slightly, and he might have a little damage that he's going to have to address as well.
Yeah, there was a car pitting on his inside. He had a car on his near inside, and it looks like he got distracted a little bit there and let the car go wide and hit the wall. Good showing. First TV appearance for the 21 car.
Yeah, he lost obviously a lot of ground, but not a lot of time now with the benefit of the caution. Pit from the 8th position, Milty. So still
he's got damage, so that's gonna hurt him too.
Yeah, well, but he's lived to fight another day, and let's see how he handles it. There we see the 18 coming down, and looks like he will be our leader off of pit lane. Battle between the 83 of Steve Weber and the 5 of Matt Watkins right there as well. Right, looks like Webb will get that nod, and Webb in second.
Hey, no surprise, man.
Steve Weber in second, man. I'll tell you.
New rig for Steve. recently, and he's a man that's worked at this craft, earned his pro membership through sportsmanship and skill, and continues to get better all the time.
And
The Arizona man is he's looking to get a win here sometime. Let's do it.
absolutely, very capable of it. And again, if he won one of these Winston Cup races, Milty, I would not be the first person to be surprised. That's for sure, because
Yep.
he's been knocking on the door, and that's usually the sign of when you're getting ready to win, Milty. You knock on that door, you've led laps, you finished second, maybe you even had a win, and a tire blew, or you made that one mistake when you had the field covered. But eventually the mistakes end, and you take it home, and then you know that you belong. And a lot of the times, even though you're driving good, this something about getting a win that just makes you feel like you're part of it. And when you end up having it so close and taken away, you almost feel the opposite, like maybe you don't belong. And we know that Webb certainly belongs, and we know that he'll be in victory lane very soon, and be making a lot of people happy.
And the longest line for the 88. It's going backwards for Joe Cat.
And as we recap this race, Milty, we see that there are 3 cars that will restart this race at the tail end of the field. Another nuance or oddity of this NR 2003 is that when it was created, there was no such thing as a lucky dog. There was no such thing as a wave around. These were foreign words to NASCAR. So when this game was created, they adapted it from the current NASCAR rules, which was if you were on the lead lap but did not get out in front of the pace car to go around, you were considered on the tail end of the lead lap, and you will actually restart ahead of a leader, but not the leader. And it's a strange thing that happens once in a while, and it usually happens when there's a wreck and during green flag stops like we had. So we have the 19 of Troy Higgins, who we know has been fast all night, been in second place almost all night. The 303 of Ken Ron and the 54 of Bill Yarbrough are all tail end of the lead lap cars, and they will restart as our leaders. Robert Bokum is our actual race leader, and he will basically restart here, Milty, like from the 3rd row. And that's very odd, and you'll never see that in current NASCAR because of wave arounds and lucky dogs and double file restarts. So a weird restart here, Milty, and weird restarts can have a lot of action with just 15 laps to go. This is going to be a dash, Milty.
That's why we sim race, because there's always a chance. We're working our craft all the time.
And Troy Higgins will lead the field down. Troy is one of 3 cars on the tail end of the lead lap, as I said, along with the 54 and the 303, and they all stream out into turn 1. And guys need to really hold their line here and keep focused.
Very wide.
And it was a scramble, and Mike Pruitt almost gets into the leaders, but he managed to do a great job there of saving that car. Unbelievable save by Mike Pruitt. Robert gets around him. He's our leader. We got a bunch of cars ahead of Robert. They're tail end of the lead lap cars.
I still got a good car.
It's like it's rush hour on. Looks like rush hour on the 405 freeway right here in LA, Milty. We got the 18 in the middle. I don't even know who's doing what right now. The 54 to the 19 continue to hold out.
Come on, Steve, come on. Well, I love all these guys, but especially
and there's almost contact between Robert and the 21. And the 21 goes around, no contact, and
that was a great save right there. That was an awesome save.
Looked like the 303 also spun a little there. I don't know if there's contact, But
This kid,
wow.
wow, was that a save? Trying to get back in line now. Don't know if it was I mean, he was racing hard on the 18,
Yeah.
but
Woo.
but how he backed it down there and kept his foot on the brake. I watched it live. That was very impressive.
Yeah, let's take
Okay.
let's take a quick look back at this, Milty, and
Look at this save. Watch him.
We'll
He's
go
sideways. He gets on the binders right there, and he lets it slide through. My dad used to say, my dad was a race car driver. I'm a sim racer. It's like throwing a baseball when you start going a certain direction there, and he comes around there, and then when he gets on the binders, that helps the car go straight away from the wall. Then he gets out of the brakes and lets the car continue its spin and keep off the track there. Very impressive.
yeah, we're just taking a quick look at this, Milty. You can see he
It's his fault. He got into the 18 there, but
he
but
dove.
how he saves it, just bitching.
He dove down into the grass there, almost got to the inside of Robert Bokum, but then as he came back up out of the grass, I don't know if he was maybe sawing on the wheel just a little there, but he got loose, and he went for a ride on that grass. He kept it down, though, off the racing surface, which was key, because if he came right up, he may have caught a couple cars there, and that would have definitely ended his race.
Look at that save, though. Bam, on the brakes, and off, and back on the brakes again. Hold it, keep the brakes on, and stay down low. Absolutely incredible. Even though, it was definitely his fault getting into a road there. Saved his ass.
Now, Milty, what we need to talk about is with 10 laps to go, we have a crazy situation. The 9 now of Ken Hansen did not stop, of course. He's showing in the lead. The 51 of Dave Jandry second, the 83 of Steve Weber third.
He didn't stop the last time.
The 15 car of Matt Watkins, who was a lap down just 10 laps ago, is now showing in 4th place, Milty. And the 18 car, Robert Bokum, back to 5th place. Jerry F. in the 6th. Jim Scharf, Milty, you might have to.
How about Jerry F?
Might have to buy him a beer, Milty. The 23 car up to 7th.
He told me if I didn't mention Pinky there, he was gonna, actually he didn't say nothing.
And there's Pinky right there, the 23 car Jim Scharf and the Freightliner. 5 of Sean Johnson, the 19 of Troy Higgins. These guys are all laps down, and now they're on lead lap, Milty. And when you're on the lead lap, you know what that means. That means you can win. And I think all these guys still think they can win this race, and rightly so. I think. If I was in the top 5 right now, I would certainly think I could win this race. And
Hansen is Kid Hansen is definitely he's worked track position here. He's going to be hurting on tires, but
not too much, Milty. Not too much.
Not too much. And we watched him for season and a half now, and run top 5. It hasn't wrecked anybody that I've seen, and now he's got a chance to win here at FSB Racing.
And also the 21 car, Milty, who we just saw spinning in the grass there and holding it down nicely, is in the top 10 still. So he certainly is not out of it here, and the lights are out on the pace car, so we will have 8 green flag laps, Milty, and that's plenty of time.
If you love this and you join FSB, you can run the Super Speedway Series and the Chicken Run, which is maybe you know a little more about that.
Yeah, the Chicken Run this season, Milty. The Chicken Run, of course, is our late.
Nights is the shiznit for new guys.
Yeah, and on Tuesday night we do have a later start time for West Coasters. It's called the Chicken Run, and what it does now is it's a short race. It's only a 20%er, but it runs what the Friday night race, same track, same setup. So it's a great shakedown race, if you want, if you will, to see who you're going to be running with, see how you feel driving a quickie race. Usually it's just one stop. And you can get a nice preview of what you're going to be facing, basically double the amount of cars on Friday night. So it's a great series to run if you're a Friday nighter and you have the time on Tuesday nights. Chicken Run, come check it out. Ken Hansen is going to take the green flag, Milty, and he will be our leader with just 8 laps to go. So this will be it, I think. If there's a wreck, I do not think we'll be able to go back green unless it happens right now. And Ken leads them down. Dave Jandry second. Steve Weber third. This is definitely a moment that he has control. And Dave Jandry also knows this is his moment, Milty. And a Winston Cup win's a big deal, Milty. It's not it's not anything to sneeze over. When you win a 30-car field event, you've won something.
Absolutely.
And the guys are scrambling on the front stretch, Milty, getting down low. Matt Watkins very aggressive here. Man. Him and Robert Bokum battling away in 4th and 5th.
If any of these guys would win, I would be ecstatic. Steve Weber, man, he wants his first win there.
Yeah, Ken Hansen looking for his first win.
For another win.
Dave Jandry, of course, would like to add to his multitude of wins. Matt Watkins just built another wing on his house to hold all the FSB hardware. Robert Bokum is swimming in a sea of trophies just from last season. So there's a lot of incentive here.
Keep it low, man. Well, Ken has won championships in other leagues here, and he's helped us with setups. New guys, you get to meet them, you learn to trust them, you learn to get to know who they are, and so far he's just been a great friend, hung out, and
Matt Watkins is coming, Milty.
Come on, Ken.
Matty Watkins on the inside of Dave Jandry for the second position. Robert Bokum watching this battle. He's deciding who's faster. If Dave's faster, I got to go with him. If Matty's faster, I'll go with him. And right now, Dave Jandry's holding him off on the outside. 4 laps remaining, Milty. The 21 car is on his way to the front. And he's up to 6th place from 10th.
On the short run, he's ball to the wall.
Yes, he is. And he's battling Bill Weber and Jerry there for position. Jerry really looking strong as well. This whole group looks strong as Ken continues to hold off Matt Watkins. This is a great battle.
Dave Jandry's just outside there, got forced out.
Ken keeping that low line, Milty. He's forcing you to pass him on the outside. That's the proper thing to do, Ken. Keep that low line, baby. Matt Watkins second, Dave Jandry third.
He's hurting on tires, man. Matt, got to defend low.
Yes, he does, but he only has to do it for 2 more laps, Milty. Can he do it? Matt Watkins trying on the outside.
Keep it low. Make him passing on the outside.
And Dave Jandry now jumps up to the outside. That should help Matt Watkins with a little draft.
I've lost several races, many races. Matt Watkins passing me right there on the outside. Jandry's going with him.
Ken Hansen battling on the inside. Matt Watkins on the outside. Unbelievable battle here at the front. Ken Hansen on the inside. Matt Watkins on the outside. They're going to be at the white flag here. Ken Hansen will be the leader as he takes the white flag. In the inside, Steve Weber now making a move on the inside. As is the 21 on, and Dave Jandry is blowing up. Dave Jandry is blowing up, and he'll be out of it, but this will be a race to the checkered flag. Ken Hansen still in the lead. Steve Weber on the inside. And Ken Hansen is going to take this, and there's a wreck in behind him. But it doesn't matter. Ken Hansen is your winner as they're still wrecking. Matt Watkins in the 21 and the 15 get into it as they take the checkers. And what a finish!
Woo! I tell you what.
Just an unbelievable finish. Ken Hansen holding off basically everyone. The 83 of Bill Weber came on extremely strong on that last lap. Battling almost for the lead as they crossed the line.
Second place for Steve. Fantastic, man.
And
what a great guy. What
15
a
and 21, contact at the checkered flag, but Matt Watkins taking the position by 0.02 of a second, Milty.
Yeah, but that 21, man, he put on a show. I mean, come on, man. These guys race like
unbelievable.
This is pro racing right here. Pro sim racing.
Milty, we got to take another look at that.
Absolutely.
We got to take another look at that last lap. Here we'll ride with Matt Watkins here. You can see that Dave Jandry blowing up on the second to last lap. Just terrible luck for Dave, who had a tremendous run going. I thought he might even have some for Ken for the win. And then all of a sudden, Steve Weber shot out of a cannon on the inside. I think the 21 really played a factor there with a hard push. And then just a little contact there between the 15 and 21 after taking the checkers, actually. There was contact after the checkered flag there. But just a great finish.
Just what he needed. Ken is no stranger to know how to finish off a race there, and he gets a chance to show it, and he's run clean and top 5 and hasn't touched nobody for a season and a half, and then to see him finally get with that patience and skill, just a fantastic win. And he's a nice guy, man. That's really cool.
And there we see Ken Hansen, and there we see the contact, Milty, as we freeze the frame here, with Ken crossing the start-finish line. What we do see is the contact between the 21 and the 15 before the checkered flag, actually. And now that's interested me as well now. So let's take a look back at that battle. And we can see the 21 on the inside. There was double contact, and they both went for a spin.
And they're going for it. This is to the line, man. This is pro sim racing at its best. FSB racing. You gotta go for it, man. Them guys raced their asses off clean, and why else are we here? Yeah.
And we can, as we see here, Matt Watkins gets a little bump from the 21, and that slowed him down, and he got bumped from the 18 from behind as well. Just no room there. And the 15 car actually, from the speed and the impact, lifted off the ground slightly. And there you see him crossing the line just ahead of the 21, Milty. Just ahead, and the 18 right there. And then he goes.
There's going to be some handshakes.
And then he's on the spin cycle.
These guys in TeamSpeak right now are just probably adrenaline's pumping. They're congratulating each other, and of course congratulating the 9. I'm going to step away for a second, and then we'll drag a couple guys up here.
Absolutely, and while Milty steps away, let's recap this final wild finish here. Ken Hansen, your winner, is first FSB win. So congratulations to Ken. Great seeing that. Steve Weber with a tremendous run, finishing second. Matt Watkins third. Aaron Burnett fourth. Rounding out the top 5, Robert Bokum. Jerry with a brilliant run there at the end. He looked racy there, and got a quality sixth place finish. Troy Higgins seventh, coming back from a lap down, as did Bill Yarbrough coming back from a lap down. Mark Favorite with a quality run. He was up in the top 10 almost all night. Jim Sharp brought it home with a top 10. Sean Johnson just outside the top 10 there in 11th place. And those were your lead lap cars. Just 11 cars on the lead lap. Dave Jandry, of course, was part of that final group that looked like he might have something for the leader, but a blown engine, it appeared, scuttled his chances, and he'll finish first car lap down in 12th. Joe Cutt 13th. And unfortunately, the rest of the running order goes away. But there we see Ken Hansen with his first FSB win, first Winston Cup win. So congratulations to Ken Hansen. And you can see there the top six separated by less than a half a second. So a tremendous finish. There we see the ticker at the bottom there. Bill Yarbrough 8th. Mark Favorite, as I said, brought it home 9th. Jim Sharp 10th. Sean Johnson rounding out the lead lap cars in 11th. And the rest of the cars were a lap or more down. Of course, we just said about Dave Jandry. Joe Cutt had a pretty good car early. He ran into little problems there with that last caution. Pops Marguson was also involved in a little tiff there in that costume. Ken Ron was fast, but again, lost it toward the end. Mike Pruitt soldiered on with a 16th place finish. And then we see the rest of the running order. Rest of these guys, of course, had some incidents earlier in the race and did not finish. But a great win by Ken Hansen. Thrilling finish. 1 through whatever that was, 6th. And I believe we are now being joined by Ken Hansen. Ken, first FSB win, baby. What a thrilling way to win it. And I'm sure you're going to be stoked tonight.
Oh, you definitely know it, man. Holy crap, I was holding my breath for like the last 5 laps saying, don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake.
Yeah, and it looked like you really hit your marks there at the end. Really a lot of pressure by some quality drivers. Steve Weber was on a rail there at the bottom, it looked like at the end. Matt Watkins was pressuring you on the outside. Did you drive the mirror or just focus on what was in front of you?
Oh yeah, I was definitely driving the mirror. I mean, it's like kind of like Talladega. You can pull somebody along, one line or the other. So that's basically what I was doing. I was weaving back and forth.
Well, it certainly paid off. Ken Milty, what do you think? First FSB win for Ken.
Hell yeah.
Think that
Well, man,
or what?
yeah, hell yeah.
Couple cores in pit lane, I think, or in victory lane.
We've watched you run for about a year and a half now, season and a half, and run clean and run top 5, and great pit strategy. You always run smart and clean, and you're always in the picture when we're showing the front, and this time it pays off with the win. Great job, dude.
Thank you so much, Phil. Appreciate it.
Well, Milty, you probably can't remember back to your first FSB win since it was like a quarter century or something like that ago. But
11 years.
I can remember my first win last season, and it was sweet. And winning in the Winston Cup, though, is another level, in my opinion, because just the quality of the field and the amount of cars that show up. Not only do you have to win a race, but you got to avoid what you know is going to be some incidents. And when you win a race like this with 30 cars in the field, that's a very quality win. So, Cam, great way to get your first win. Congratulations again. And hope to see you up in victory lane many more times this season.
Thanks so much, Greg. Yeah, and I appreciate what you guys do here. Jim, you guys in the broadcast booth, everything's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Well, Milty, I'm out of breath, man. That was a thrilling
fantastic
last laps, and I'm gonna have to drink at least 2 or 3 Coors just to keep my throat from being so dry.
I think the crew's popping the keg right now.
Absolutely. Coors will be flowing for the next day or so.
Well, fantastic. Ever since you've been here, you've run clean and run strong and took the good with the bad, and you get a win. It's and the way he did it was smart strategy, and then you held him off. I kept screaming on the broadcast, keep them down low, and you kept it down low and made them work for it. And they were all battling. You were, down. They had the advantage on tires on you, but you held them off. That was a great win. Good, solid pro win. Great job.
Kind of almost got handed. I still had to run pretty hard at the end, but I almost got the race handed to me there when, because Robert, that incident, and I was like, all right, I get the lead. What do you know? But yeah, like I said, I still had to hold them off though.
Oh, absolutely.
When I saw two cars coming, I was like, oh boy, I'm all by myself out here.
Yeah, they were gonna work you, but
yeah, you ran the right line. Yeah, absolutely. You ran the right line that you need to run. You forced them to pass you on the outside, and that's not easy to do. And that's the right way of doing it. And you got the reward at the end with the big win. So that's the way it goes. We got updated standings as well, Milty. Robert Bokum is still your leader. Dave Jandry is still in second place, but Ken Hansen, our winner tonight, shooting up the positions up into third, just 21 points behind our leader. So Ken, points position, of course, early on in the season, but if you're running a full season, every point counts. So those bonus points for winning are sweet.
Yeah, like Mill said, I'm the Winston Cup specialist here, so it's the only night I can run. It's the only night I can run, so.
And you're making the most of it, just 21 behind our defending champion. So he'll be looking at these standings and wondering if this is the first of many for you. So congratulations. There we see Steve Weber jumps up to fourth place in the standings, Milty, with a solid second place run by Webb. So I'm sure he's very happy with that. Sean Johnson drops one position to fifth. Others moving up into the top 10. That 23 car, Jim Sharp up to 8th. Pops Marguson up 5 positions to 9th, and Dan Francisconi, Milty, maybe quiet there tonight, but he's moved up 3 positions to the 10th spot. And that's our top 10 right now in Winston Cup.
Robert was third, right?
Yes. No.
Let's see if we can drag him.
Actually, I think Robert finished 5th.
Oh, he did?
We had Ken in first, Dave in second, Matt and Aaron third and fourth. And Robert was right behind him in fifth. Third, fourth, and fifth were all in a wad coming across the line.
What happened to Steve? Where did he finish?
Steve finished second.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
I mean, Dave had the blown engine right there at the end. He fell back.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, he blew up with just 2 laps to go, and
that sucks.
yeah, that ended his night. He did manage to hang on to that second position in the standings, but yeah, Weber second, Matt Watkins third, Aaron was fourth, and Robert Bokum finished fifth to round out the top 5 there. Quality top 5, so congratulations again, Ken, and look forward to seeing you do it next week as the defending champion in the series. Let's see if you can do a double.
I sure hope so. I like California too, so I almost got a win there last year, and then I blew it in the pits. So, but I got a new wheel, so hopefully that'll work out good for me.
There we go. So congratulations to Ken, Milty. Thanks for another solid broadcast tonight. Can't wait to see it next week. These guys are competitive, and you can see that 20 points separating 10 guys. So every week it can go from you can go from feast and famine and back up again, and that's the way it is here in the Winston Cup. With all these guys coming in and racing, points are precious.
Yeah, yeah, when you look at like Ken here, who's been a champion in other leagues, and to finally get his first win, see how hard that is. You realize the competition level in this league, and when you're looking at all these guys are champions and great drivers, and it makes it special, when you race against the best, in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So again, Ken, congratulations. Thanks for joining us. Milty, always a pleasure hanging out in the booth with you and watching some great racing. And
Yeah.
look forward to doing it next week. Pro Cup, Wednesday nights. Don't forget the live broadcast Wednesdays and Fridays. Wednesday Pro Cup, Friday night Winston Cup. So check it out, fsbracing.com. Thanks for joining us tonight. And again, congratulations to Ken on his first win.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.